When the FBI starts tracking your every move, it's no longer just a rumor, it's a serious investigation. Recently, a leaked internal file revealed that Meghan Markle is officially under FBI surveillance by federal order. This shocking development is directly tied to complex cases involving the royal family and national security. Everything began when Princess Charlotte's personal school records were accessed without authorization. Security experts uncovered digital traces linked to someone formerly associated with Meghan's team. This wasn't a random act, it was a deliberate attack, targeting Charlotte's most sensitive data from her schedule to classroom locations and frequently used entrances. If you find this story interesting, drop a 1 in the comments. If not, leave a 0. Don't forget to like, share, and comment your thoughts down below. We want to hear from you. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on more exciting videos about royal stories. Now let's dive into the story. When the incident was discovered, internal staff were instructed to remain silent. The matter was handled discreetly and not made public following directives from higher authorities. The UK's MI5 coordinated with US counterintelligence experts to analyze the digital footprint. While they were initially searching for signs of foreign intrusion, they instead uncovered an email address linked to a former staffer who had worked directly with Meghan. Coincidentally, this individual was in London at the time, attending a series of informal media meetings. This was no longer seen as a coincidence. The overlap in timing and location led investigators to shift their focus toward the possibility of deliberate internal interference. The situation escalated just a day later. Surveillance logs recorded one of Meghan's close personal assistants appearing at a small cafe in Notting Hill, directly across from a company that specializes in handling media data leaks. This company had previously been involved in major cases tied to tabloid scandals. Then a Twitter account named Monarch Files suddenly posted a cryptic message alluding to a breach in a school system precisely on June 23rd. The tweet caused a stir because it matched details that investigators had been keeping confidential, raising suspicions that information from inside the investigation had been leaked. A source within the FBI revealed that the surveillance order contained a particularly notable line. The subject exhibits behavior consistent with coordinated access activity. This elevated the investigation to a whole new level, shifting it from a private matter to a potential national security concern. The so-called royal data mines, the internal term used for classified documents related to the royal family, were suspected to be the next target. The investigation was launched under an interagency counterintelligence directive, not only to identify those responsible, but also to prevent further consequences. Beneath the surface of silence lies a tightening chain of events. Figures once seen as symbols of the modern royal image are now being drawn into a web of suspicion. But the lesson here isn't about determining who is right or wrong in the moment. It's about understanding that when you step into a system as vast as the royal family or the government, every action, even personal ones, can lead to collective consequences. Reputation, trust, and security cannot be safeguarded by silence alone. Why would anyone on Meghan Markle's team need detailed access to the daily schedule of a 9-year-old child? That question prompted authorities to take the matter seriously. When the FBI decided to initiate cross-border surveillance, the severity of the situation became undeniable. From deleted tweets to vague social media statements and the media's attempts to downplay the issue, investigators spent hours analyzing, cross-referencing, and verifying every detail. In this context, public reliance on official verified sources became more crucial than ever. Only through careful fact-checking can we avoid misleading speculation that fuels confusion and fear. Not long after the first leak was discovered, word spread quickly within internal circles. According to an FBI source, 2 digital forensics specialists were immediately deployed to investigate all activity connected to Meghan, not just her known devices like phones and computers, but also disposable devices, encrypted messaging apps, and even the Slack platform used internally by the Archwell Foundation. The goal was to determine whether anyone had accessed sensitive information or if these devices had been exploited as unauthorized entry points. But it didn't stop there. According to several investigative sources, there were multiple attempts to access additional folders within the royal family's internal systems. These folders contained not only records of charity events, but also travel schedules of royal family members, security protocols for official trips, and even the personal time allocation system for Princess Kate. This led authorities to conclude that the incident was not merely about unauthorized access. It appeared to be a deliberate, targeted effort to gather comprehensive classified data about the entire royal family.
I think the girls with their nails done now.
An anonymous intelligence source in the UK revealed, "This isn't simple curiosity. The digital intrusion was structured around a systematic model, and the targets appear to be narrowing in on the most vulnerable individuals, including children. If that's true, then what lies behind this case may be an organized espionage campaign, not an isolated incident." In response, the UK deployed its Cyber Threat Response Unit, a force typically reserved for emergency scenarios such as cyber terrorism or critical infrastructure attacks, to handle the breach discreetly. This level of intervention reflects the gravity of a situation previously considered beyond the scope of ordinary civilian agencies or even Parliament. Security experts suggest this rare move signals that the case could carry implications for national security or the royal family's strategic reputation. Although no public evidence has been released, the investigation indicates that information suppression, media control, and deliberate cover-ups have played a key role in crisis management. What stands out is that even as the case remains under thorough investigation, the public both inside and outside royal circles has begun asking a pressing question. Are these actions merely intended to protect Meghan personally, or are they part of a larger scheme aimed at gaining access to information about some of the most powerful figures in the world?
I think the girls with their nails done now.
Although Meghan's name does not appear explicitly in the public documents, the phrase "close royal associate" in the United States is mentioned over 20 times in the redacted summary. The FBI expanded surveillance to include all devices registered under the Sussex family name in Montecito, ranging from intercepting Wi-Fi signals from nearby cell towers and collecting voice data via AI to serving at least 2 subpoenas to major U.S. telecom providers. This was not merely a precautionary measure, it was a comprehensive surveillance operation. On July 1st, a well-known cybersecurity expert on Twitter, known as the Digital Barrister, posted that Meghan's traffic data had spiked sharply around the time of the breach. The online community and royal analysts were shaken by this, as it seemed someone was hiding something. But the real shock came when an FBI insider revealed they had collected audio recordings from around Meghan's home under legal orders targeting foreign-influenced espionage activities. This was not just a violation of privacy, but an unprecedented surveillance operation in history. It's still unclear what was actually overheard, But Washington and Westminster were thrown into turmoil upon learning that the FBI believed it had enough evidence to trigger international cooperation within the Five Eyes alliance. Brief snippets of conversation suggested Meghan discussed damage control in the event of data leaks and mentioned a master file whose location was unknown. That very night, the FBI sent a formal diplomatic inquiry to the UK, asking whether the palace had ever authorized Meghan to retain or possess classified documents related to children, to which the royal side gave a firm no. On July 4th, the UK security agency released an internal report titled Risk Assessment of Sovereign Exploitation Networks, External Access. Meghan's name was initially included in the report, but was quickly removed, suggesting that someone from her former team helped draft it. On July 5th, a tweet from the head of the Windsor Watch blog revealed that a former Archewell employee had emailed a link connecting Meghan's personal phone to real-time schedule access in May, prompting observers to question whether the entire U.S. Congress was caught off guard by a security event of this scale.
Girls with their nails done.
However, the investigation is not only targeting Meghan, but also anyone involved or who aided in the matter. Among them are several senior aides who have remained silent until now, along with an unnamed Hollywood repair expert believed to have hired cloud data cover-up services to avoid detection. In California, sources report that Meghan began having daily unrecorded phone calls with a former political strategist in Washington, D.C. This individual had previously worked with crisis management teams during past political campaigns. So what is Meghan preparing for? A source who reviewed call transcripts revealed a striking statement just days after the breach of Princess Charlotte's school records shook public opinion. "If they come for me, I'll keep everything. If they want war, we'll show them the truth." But whose truth is this? And what is Meghan holding that has the royal palace so concerned? By July 7th, a redacted internal memo began circulating among UK intelligence partners titled Operation Mind Vault Phase 2, Subject Sussex M. This document included metadata analysis, location information, and communication logs over a suspicious 4-week period. 3 key points stood out first. Meghan's encrypted calls spiked the night before Princess Charlotte's school records were accessed. Second, there were multiple data transmissions to an unverified IP address routed through Berlin, an address previously flagged in a diplomatic leak investigation. And lastly, and most concerning, is an audio recording reportedly capturing Meghan mentioning a resetting of the narrative before Charlotte became untouchable. An anonymous intelligence official said the phrase untouchable immediately raised tensions, implying that Charlotte, as a future face of the monarchy, is being monitored not just symbolically, but with strategic significance. It was no surprise that on the morning of July 9th, the FBI officially filed a request to extend cooperation with MI5 and MI6, citing prolonged concerning behavioral patterns and digital data. A royal commentator at Palace Pulse UK tweeted at 9:14 a.m. that day, revealing MI6 had confirmed Operation Ivy as a serious coordinated effort. Meghan's name appears in 3 security documents under the codename Subject 1. This is no longer speculation, but a confirmed fact. The royal palace is under immense pressure not only from internal forces, but also from increasing public and parliamentary scrutiny demanding transparent answers. Yet Meghan remains completely silent. No denials, no comments from her lawyers, and no social media posts. This silence has only heightened tensions and fueled more speculation than ever before. Because this is the first time in the entire story that there are no distractions. No news about the baby, no disruptive articles or podcasts, no staged outings, just questions and a mountain of clues pointing towards something deeper, something carefully orchestrated and potentially dangerous. On July 10th, just as the media began circling like vultures, a new twist emerged. A whistleblower believed to be a junior analyst at a cybersecurity contractor secretly leaked an internal FBI summary to an independent journalist in Brussels. Within hours, a 17-page PDF quietly spread across encrypted Telegram channels under the title Subject M1 Timeline of Near Events and Unusual Triggers. This was not a public document, but once leaked, no one could stop it from continuing to spread. The analysts in this document mapped out Meghan's physical and digital movements in detail, not only during the days leading up to the school records breach, but also throughout the following 2 weeks. Highlights include a flagged incident on June 18th, when Meghan was located outside a high-security telecommunications facility in Virginia for 19 minutes, despite having no scheduled appointments or any security logs recording her presence. A decrypted phone log shows that just 16 hours after Princess Charlotte's records were accessed, there was a simple entry done. "I need reasonable distance." The most shocking part is an internal FBI agent's message dated July 1st, stating Subject M1 continues to use identity-concealing tactics across public and private channels, growing concern over RA's strategy to undermine goodwill toward royal family members. If you find this story interesting and want to keep exploring, don't forget to like, share the video, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any of our exciting content. Now let's continue the story. A Twitter user at Buckingham Watcher wrote, "All right, this is truly a comprehensive blacklist. The FBI has a file on Meghan related to a strategy aimed at undermining public goodwill toward Princess Charlotte's image. The public shifted from curiosity to outrage, but official channels remained silent. Buckingham Palace issued no comment. The FBI declined to confirm the leak. Meanwhile, Meghan Chi was spotted getting into a black SUV in Montecito, her face covered and protected by private security. No words were spoken, only escalating tension. Because whatever is happening, this is no longer a simple breach. This is a systemic exposure. This is an organized campaign. And if the rumors are true, this is just the beginning. By July 11th, the silence gave way to whispers that quickly turned into internal alarm bells. Inside, MI6 officials reportedly received a diplomatic briefing revealing that the FBI was preparing for a formal investigative exchange, a rare but not unprecedented protocol for sharing high-level intelligence findings among allied nations. Issues related to national security or even global security always draw attention. But what sets this case apart? The subject is not an anonymous hacker or a foreign spy. It is Meghan Markle. Now, the case file has been marked sensitive because it involves cross-border risks. The core of the matter revolves around the hypothesis that Meghan's close circle deliberately orchestrated a series of small disruptions. The goal was to undermine public trust in royal protocols, as well as their child-rearing capabilities. It all began with carefully calculated information leaks, amplified PR tactics, and has now escalated to allegations of unauthorized access to internal school systems. A now-deleted Reddit post by a former communications advisor caused a stir with its cryptic claims. According to the Post, Meghan's team carried out simulated charity activities to craft an innocent image, then coordinated these efforts with deliberate leaks related to Princess Kate's parenting style. The aim of all this was to shape future media headlines in their favor. The breach of the internal school system was not a random mistake, but seen as a deliberate escalation. A tweet from royal reporter Henry Shaw provided the clearest summary of the situation, although MI6 has yet to issue an official comment on the matter. But as soon as the FBI opened an investigation file titled Cross-Jurisdictional Risk Involving a Royal Figure, the matter went beyond mere rumors or hearsay. It became a complex diplomatic nightmare with widespread repercussions. Inside the palace, the atmosphere has noticeably shifted. Princess Kate was seen entering a closed security meeting at Kensington, accompanied by 2 senior aides. Although the press was barred from access, a camera lens caught a glimpse of her tense, inscrutable expression, far from passive. A source close to the royal family revealed, "She is no longer just protecting the crown, she's protecting her daughter. And if that means exposing Meghan, she's ready to do it." From there, the story began to take a darker turn. It was no longer just about surveillance. It had become a covert strategic battle between factions. Meghan's name was now deeply entangled at the heart of a complex power struggle with unpredictable consequences. Yet she still hasn't uttered a word, not to the press, not to lawyers, not even to Harry. That silence isn't a strategy, it's fear. Because once the FBI and MI6 start comparing notes, there will be nowhere left to hide. Within 24 hours after the MI6 memorandum reached the security advisors in Parliament, a second file emerged, this time from an internal Whitehall source. The document, titled Escalation Potential Royal Media Interference, contained chilling details. In early June, an email signature flagged as belonging to a known associate in Meghan's digital team pinged a server linked to the United Nations Foundation. This message attempted to retrieve archived data from Kate Middleton's 2022 speech addressing girls on cybersecurity and online safety. This wouldn't usually be surprising unless the recipient was not coerced. It was an external contact from an NGO that had been flagged back in 2021 for spreading misinformation about the royal family. This was becoming increasingly impossible to ignore. A tweet from a Cyber Intel Watch on July 13th summarized the situation. Multiple devices connected to Meghan's network were pinging at the same time Princess Charlotte's school records were compromised. This timing was no longer a random coincidence. The FBI had begun monitoring the young princess even before the breach occurred that very day. An anonymous source is said to have contacted a former BBC reporter with a cryptic message. "You think this stops at the school records? They're just starting to connect the dots." Meghan knows exactly what she's doing. The journalist who chose not to publish the full quote and only highlighted the bolded first line emphasized that this is no longer tabloid sensationalism, but a genuine threat to diplomatic stability. Meanwhile, Harry has completely faded into obscurity. He hasn't appeared publicly, hasn't commented to the press, nor made any moves online except for one strange moment caught by paparazzi. Harry was seen entering a private security firm in Los Angeles, disheveled, holding a folder stamped with the royal crest. Rumors started spreading. Has he betrayed them? Is he trying to protect his children? And ultimately, will he be briefed on what Meghan has kept from him? Back in London, Kate is preparing something. An insider revealed that she has begun compiling an official timeline, a private log of every suspicious event since 2021, every anonymous PR attack, every charitable overlap, and every headline that smelled like a setup. According to a palace source, she's not waiting to be rescued. She's building a dossier. And somewhere in a restricted database, Meghan Markle's name is now linked to one of the most unprecedented cross-border digital surveillance operations involving a royal figure spanning decades. The issue isn't whether she will respond, but whether she still can. By July 14th, the UK Parliament's Home Affairs Committee convened an urgent late-night session. The topic was unauthorized digital intrusions from foreign sources targeting senior minors. One name was redacted from the minutes, but the first two letters weren't. That same night, an encrypted chat log between two parliamentary aides was leaked online. The news remains unconfirmed but was widely shared on X before being deleted within hours. One message read, "She tried to spin a story before the evidence was released, but the school's access logs don't lie. We're not dealing with a PR issue. We're dealing with espionage." The word espionage trended for 7 hours. And at the center of it all, Meghan Markle tweeted from an account based in Windsor on July 14th. "I can now confirm that Meghan was under passive surveillance for 22 consecutive days leading up to the breach. She is not the subject of an investigation, she is the target." And if that wasn't enough, the press has obtained what appears to be an initial FBI field note dated June 26th. The document, stamped with a joint UK-US cooperation seal, lists Meghan Markle as a person of interest related to digital intrusions affecting members of the royal family. The wording is vague, but the implication is clear. Even the international media have caught on. CNN's headline reads, "The Digital Ghost." Meghan Markle's alleged link to the royal data leak has triggered an FBI investigation. Sky News went even further with the fallout from the royal data breach. Was Meghan under surveillance all along? And finally, a breakthrough quote from a former FBI digital analyst aired live. "This is no coincidence. They don't surveil people like her unless there's a serious cause. Something has crossed legal boundaries." Inside the palace, Kate is said to be deeply distressed but remains focused. She reportedly told her closest aide, "I never wanted this to become a war, but protecting Charlotte isn't about politics. It's something primal." Meanwhile, Harry was seen flying alone to a location near Zurich on a private jet, not one chartered by Meghan but owned by an old royal ally. No staff, no press, no comment. Just silence. And that silence is the loudest sound yet. What happened next? Completely shattered all illusions. Late on the night of July 14th, the Daily Mail published a shocking investigative report, a series of leaked emails allegedly from Meghan's personal support inbox, now in the hands of the FBI. The forensic analysis contained a chilling subject line that was confirmed, awaiting second login access, accompanied by a forwarded message from a spoofed email address. The message read, "Access path to Charlotte's school archive has been approved. Time sensitive. Handle with care." Investigators traced the IP origin to a private network in Los Angeles. That location matched a rental property previously known to be linked to one of Meghan's secure accounts, which she used during her Spotify contract period. The FBI confirmed the authenticity of the email header's metadata. They did not say Meghan sent the message, but neither did they deny that she was aware of it. At exactly 6:12 a.m. GMT on July 15th, an old post from the user Truth in Palace went viral. These emails are not fake. The assistant has turned against her. Meghan's silence is not strategy, it's survival. The real twist, the assistant pointed out, was that a parliamentary hearing was scheduled to take place within 48 hours. However, just hours after the leak, she was placed under MI6 protection. A senior parliamentary aide confirmed this to Reuters. Her cooperation came as a surprise, but it opened new doors for the entire operation. Across the Atlantic, Meghan's legal team issued a low-key response. Our client denies any wrongdoing and will not comment on anonymous digital leaks. We are pursuing multiple defamation lawsuits. But nobody believed it. Even American news outlets began to shift their tone. A CNN panelist remarked, "This is not just drama. It's edging toward criminal strategy, surveillance, cyber attacks, and unauthorized access to children's schools. This is national security." Behind closed doors, senior members of the royal family are now holding secret meetings with British intelligence officials. This is an unprecedented move since the Dion scandal. All security measures around Princess Charlotte have been doubled, and Meghan is no longer just a thorn in the royal family's side. She is being monitored with far greater seriousness. As the leaked FBI file information subsides, the story takes a final chilling turn. A new internal memo dated July 13th is said to have been circulating within British intelligence circles. The article warns of ongoing cyber attacks linked to an IP address based in California connected to unauthorized investigations into the royal staff archives and protocols. Simply put, someone is still digging. Even after the Charlotte School breach, even after the insider betrayal, these operations have not stopped. That's when the name Operation Ivy resurfaced. MI6 officials refused to confirm whether Meghan was the asset previously codenamed under that operation, but a palace source told The Telegraph. Some of the codenames, when decrypted, reveal that this subject is now considered a domestic threat to national stability, not just a public relations liability. In an unexpected move, Prince William secretly requested an emergency meeting with the Prime Minister. He reportedly expressed concerns not only for his daughter's safety, but also for the future of the monarchy, saying, "This is no longer a family matter. This is someone trying to undermine the system," from across the Atlantic. Meghan was spotted leaving a secret exit near her Montecito estate, shielded by umbrellas and accompanied by unfamiliar security personnel. TMZ ran an exclusive headline that evening: Meghan's new security team has ties to contractor XNSA. What is she planning? Meanwhile, Kate Middleton proceeded with her scheduled speech at the United Nations via video. Everything proceeded perfectly without interruption. But while these covert operations unfolded, another battle quietly raged on social media and public forums. A former member of the Royal Spills group, known for leaking insider secrets and rumors about the royal family, posted a shocking tweet: "Meghan has lost. The government isn't fighting back. They're just handing the receipts over to the FBI." The tweet immediately drew thousands of comments, many demanding a public investigation, calls for more transparency about the surveillance activities, and even urging the UK Parliament to reconsider Meghan Markle's citizenship status. This shows that the story is no longer just simple rumors or internal palace disputes. It has escalated to an entirely new level involving national security, international law, and espionage activities. What was once considered unimaginable is now becoming reality, like a betrayal from within threatening the stability of the monarchy.
I think the girls with their nails done now.
At the heart of all this turmoil is a woman once admired for breaking the traditional royal mold, but now accused of crossing every boundary that once protected her. Meghan Markle, whether set up fallen or quietly retaliating, will undoubtedly never have the same image or standing again. Meanwhile, Buckingham Palace has yet to issue any official statement, and internal moves remain shrouded in secrecy. One thing is clear: the battle is far from over, and many developments are likely still to unfold in the near future. If you found this story intriguing and want to stay updated on what happens next, don't forget to like the video to support me. If you want more people to uncover the mysteries behind this case, please share this video with your friends and on social media. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any of the latest updates on hot royal stories and national security secrets. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next videos.